Excellent. There we go. Now it's running. Hello, David. Hello, Blank, over on Twitch. Then we have Danny, Steam, Christina. Hello. I don't have the answer to that one, Steam Cleana. I don't. Now for everybody else on the... So what happens, I moved around some things on my desk, and now I'm confused. I'm not up and running on TikTok just yet, so I'm just talking to y'all. We have hellos to No Name, Danny, again to Michael. Have a great day. We have Paul. Thank you again for the $2. Lizzie, Coco. Thank you again for the $9.99. We have Lindy, BMC, Joey, Anna, and Panda. And hi, Shane. I don't know if you're commenting that in good faith or not. And hi, Teacup. Okay. Well, we've got all of that out of the way. Let me get TikTok up and running because, you know, it's a child. Is that not working? Hold on. Activate. There we go. If you are in Twitch, can you comment to make sure that it's coming through? Okay, we got Corey. What's up, Corey? Hey, 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 hey. There we go. There we go. I have a Twitch comment. That's good. Okay. What's this? Oh, your automatic renewal came through, Bishop. Congrats on the 3-month sub. Hey guys, if you're new on Twitch, like, hit that sub button if you want to. Totally optional, but it does help. Where is my, oh, it's right there in front of me. All right, guys. Okay, there we go. Today's quote, anger never persuades, hostility builds no one, contention never leads to inspired solutions. Hey, Princess. Hey, Incognito. I hope she had a better night than Polly did. What do you mean, Lindy? Maybe Shane, maybe that caller got locked up. That'd be interesting. I don't know. They love to call and spam that, and I don't really understand why. I never will understand why. Like, oh, well, good luck with that, Princess. Good luck with that entirely. What happened to... I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah, the trolls always come. Hey, Luke. There is a never-ending stream of trolls forever and always on these apps. She did. She was very much exhausted by the end of everything because it was like one thing after the other thing, right, Bishop? So it was activity at night, right? And then activity first thing in the morning and then the dance. Yeah, it was a lot for her. Hey, Chris. Hey, Anna. So she was tired yesterday. That was for sure. I think she's... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I caught some of it while I was, you know, not off for Indigenous People Day, aka Columbus Day. And I didn't even go into specifics, Bishop. So that, yeah, it's kind of sad. That's kind of bad, huh? I'm good, Moose. Thank you for asking. I went and didn't have the day off, so I did my normal things. Because that's what you do in the fake job world, right? Because I don't have a job, according to most of these individuals. Hey, somebody actually just joined from a post? That's interesting. I, like, never have that happen. Oh, I really need to start, like, turning this off before I... Congratulations, Chris! I'm so glad you got the job. Well, Rotten Q, did you move to another country when you were upset at the last president? Probably not. Probably not. Rotten Queso. Oh. cut off a little bit. It's always fake, Moose. Ain't got nothing on me, apparently. We all, you know, just doing things to do things. None of it actually exists, etc., etc. Hey, Crystal. Oh, just a friendly reminder as you guys are coming in over on, thank you for the cap. As you are coming in on TikTok, to double tap that screen and also to send your heart me. It goes right above my head just like that. And that's always a good thing. There we go. Oh, well, just wait for that joke. It always, I'm going to wait again for the opportunity to present itself, and that part's going to come out again, Moose. I did not get my hair done. My hair is the same as it has been for like, I don't know, a hot minute. Your walking desk today? Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you were getting like a treadmill under your desk, which is actually a very trendy thing. Oh, man. Apparently. I guess so. All right. Well, for whenever the first person wants to ring the phone, the phone lines are open. That's what I was trying to say there. So many things. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Well, I guess that was Shane. You guys are so funny. Ha 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 ha. Well, Edgar, did you vote for Trump or not? It is trendy. You're right. Hello? No, I want this open. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 37.
37. And are you still supporting Trump?
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly? Okay.
I called a few days ago, and we talked about Ground News.
Uh-huh.
And my question for you is, they have an affiliate program, and why aren't you part of the affiliate program if you support them?
Oh, well, I didn't know that they had that. That would probably be why.
Okay, cool.
I guess I was waiting for them to reach out to me because I would be so popular. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I can't even do a straight face saying that. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. Yeah,
no, I just was like, you brought me to them, and I was like, this is a way to support you, and it's like, you do great work. I appreciate what you do. And I was like, well, there's an affiliate program. Maybe Ari, question mark? Mermaid?
Ain't got to tell me twice.
But yeah, there's an affiliate program, and I was just like, I'd be happy to support you by doing that affiliate program. And I was just like, oh, you're not associated with it. So I was just like, are you aware of this? Or you're not aware of this?
No, dude, it's open up right now, actually. That's hilarious. Again, you ain't got to tell me twice.
Yeah. But yeah. I got another question for you. So it's like Donald Trump is at like, what, 40%, which is optimistic on his approval rating, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you support 50% of what he does, do you still support Donald Trump?
I would say 50.1%. How about that?
50.1%, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not quite at 50.1%. I'm a little bit higher than that. But It's like, he's doing stuff that it's like, this is obviously waning. It's like he's not as bad as some people could be, but
Maybe.
not only is Donald Trump like losing support from me, but it's like he's losing support from a bunch of people, and then it's like the people that he puts in office just say crazy stuff. Like Pete Hegseth is just like going off the deep end. RFK is going off the deep end, and it's just like, come on, bro.
Oh, you mean like not only does apparently TikTok, this is me quoting someone's real statement and for educational purposes only. Not only does Tylenol cause autism, but so apparently does circumcision. I literally can't take this timeline seriously. Yeah.
Is there any research backing that?
No.
Because it's like
RFK.
I went to, yeah, it's like I went to like when all this Tylenol stuff went out. It's like I went to PubMed and I looked for research, and it's like there's a couple articles before like 2020 that talks about how Tylenol can potentially cause cognitive impairment, and air quotes, but it's like there's no like strong like articles going for that.
Yeah.
And then it just gets blasted. It's like the ivermectin thing all over again.
It is. And Ryan, you can't be serious. Apparently, RFK also said babies grow in the placenta.
Gotta get big, you know. But yeah, so it's like.
Oh yeah, and of course,
Trump
let's not forget that Trump got his vaccinations.
Well, yeah, it's like the fact that measles is having an outbreak again. Well, this is probably a year old, but it's like measles in Texas, in California. It's like this was something that was eradicated.
Yeah,
in the
it
US.
was supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, yeah, but not anymore. And so it's like, yeah, I support Trump because it's like I believed what he said. I felt like he was doing the right thing, but moving forward, it's like, dude, stuff that's going on is not going to be like doing anymore. It's like, I don't know. It's mildly frustrating.
Oh, it's very frustrating. So those are all the reasons why you're still like questioning your support. I'm pretty sure we've probably already gone down some lies. Oh, I don't think we talked about this if it was a couple weeks ago. How about why is Donald Trump still lying about whose fault the government shutdown is? Hey, Dem.
I'm not super educated on that fact. I know that it's affecting a lot of people. I'm sure that his response would be that it's the Democrats, but it's like I'm not super well educated on that. It's like the reason why I supported Trump was for the military and for economic reasons. And it's like I still think he's doing fine. The S&P is doing great, except for Friday. Going and where he's like
announcing tariffs always drops the stock market.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the fact that Trump is getting his friends' money by doing all these dips, but it's like it is what it is. But
yeah,
overall, it's up, and it's like that's fine. Job market is crashing because he's firing all the federal employees. But well, it's a twofold thing where it's like he is collapsing jobs in the federal economy, and then also AI is taking over a lot of jobs, and there's a lot of questionable things going on with that. So I'm on the fence on this, where it's like the job market is down, obviously, right? And so how do you feel about the fact that AI jobs or AI is affecting the job market?
Well, I'm just hoping we don't have a Skynet occur.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nobody
sorry,
wants to
jokes
term.
aside. Yeah, no, so it's going to happen eventually. That's just how technology works. And then if anybody was like watching movies when they obtained some kind of inspiration while watching these movies, that it was going to happen eventually, right? Because inspiration comes
Mhm.
from somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
AI unfortunately is a gateway into the future. And
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
while I disagree with it taking over jobs, it is going to happen eventually.
Well, yeah. It's going to happen eventually. Um,
Yeah.
so how do you? Because like Trump doesn't talk about this because he's kind of an idiot and doesn't understand nuance, and he's just like, we're going to make jobs. Um, but
Yeah.
who was it in the 2020 election? Andrew Yang. He talked about UBI was his like big thing, like universal basic income.
Sorry, not familiar.
Um, there's a candidate. I'm pretty sure it was Andrew Yang. He talks about universal basic income, and one of my like favorite like commentaries about AI is that if you have an
It
AI
was. Okay.
position, it needs to be taxed very heavily to pay for an unemployed person. Like it puts them out. And so Andrew Yang was just like, "Hey, we should give everybody $1,000." That's like, I love the tariffs. It's like it's reducing the deficit, and I'm sure you hate that statement, but
Yes, an
it's
additional
like,
tax on American importers that is not limited to large corporations that utilize loopholes in order to pay $0 in taxes at the end of the years or even get a tax refund.
well, I
And
mean
everyone is
the
saying
the
it
tax.
was Yang, by the way. So,
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah, um, I totally agree that the tax situation in the U.S. right now is broken, and I don't think Trump is fixing that. But I do believe that he is trying to. What's the best way to put this?
that's okay.
Provide tax incentives for people who can't pay for a CPA or somebody to do their taxes. I feel like the tax code is benefiting people who are uh, slightly less than millionaires, people who are making less than, let's say, 500,000 a year.
Sorry, if I'm being honest, I was looking up something and I tuned out.
Yeah, no worries. So what I was saying is, I was saying two things. One, I think universal basic income is a great thing, and that we should explore it. And secondly, is that Trump's taxes are um, not necessarily solely benefiting the rich. It's like bringing up the like
Yes, the tax cuts benefit the lower to middle class, but not on a significant basis, right? And the 2% decrease is only for
yeah,
an additional 2 years. So for 2026 and 2027, they are
right,
not in effect as of January 1st of 2028. So that's just
yeah,
the initial 2% cut, right? And then it goes back to how it was permanently at the beginning of the TCJA, which again, it's only going to be a temporary benefit that individuals receive, similar enough to the original one where people, for a time, people could actually opt out of an additional lowering of tax because they thought that they were going to incur more when they filed their tax returns at the end of the year. So I remember all this stuff from back in 2018.
yeah.
And so like, yeah, well, no, or was that during COVID? That was during C-19. But as far as universal basic income, not sure about that one. So, couldn't say like,
Uh,
Couldn't say much on that
it's
one.
definitely it's something to look into. It's like it's like why I supported Andrew Yang back in the day, but
Okay.
it's like we have all these taxes, and it's like where does this go? It's like all of these tariffs, for example. It's like they've made over $500 billion, and where's that money going? To the deficit. All right, cool. I'm down with that.
There is
That's
literally
fine.
no proof that it's going to the deficit right now. It's only
Well,
projected
I
to
mean,
lower the deficit by the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. That is a nonpartisan committee that's operated, right? That, Mike Johnson's been attempting to quote recently, very incorrectly, but it's only projected to cut $2.8 trillion off of the federal deficit over the next 10 years.
say that one more time. I'm sorry.
According to the CBO's budget estimates, the tariffs, as they are right now under Trump, are only projected to cut $2.8 trillion off of the deficit over the next 10 years. And that's assuming that these continue for 10 years, right? It's continuation over the whole
Which they're
time,
not.
but the majority of it is
Yeah.
going to pay towards the interest on the debt.
Right. But it's like it's going towards something. It's like it's not just money in the wind.
No, it's just money that we're paying on the interest of our debt. And it still
Yeah.
comes from the American consumer. Like there's a huge issue when it comes to tariffs because people seem to think that it's only large corporations that are paying for tariffs, but they forget that there was this rule. It was called the de minimis rule, where if a bulk item, right, like bulk items were imported
Yep.
into the United States, if they are valued at less than $800, they were exempt from import tariffs. Donald Trump has suspended the de minimis rule. So it's not just large corporations that are facing paying these tariffs, right? It is small businesses that are also paying these tariffs. Yeah. And so the issue with this is not only is this an additional tax on corporations, right? But it's an upfront tax that they have to pay, right? So when it comes to your operating expenses as a business, if you're already paying taxes, like especially your employment tax that's already comes out that you automatically send to the federal government, that's money that the company does not miss, right?
It does not realize, yeah.
It doesn't realize it. It's not something that it sees up front. Tariffs, however, are an upfront cost in order for them to even continue to do business to attempt to make a profit, right? And so with that, and even that's wrong. I'm sorry. Someone's making me laugh in the comments with their crazy takes saying it will be completely offset by the tax break. I'm sorry. I would love for you to point out to me, Mama Yaya, where in HR 1 there was an actual tax break for corporations in HR 1. Sorry, the big beautiful bill. I'll give you a hint. There wasn't. So there is literally no offset for them paying more money up front, right? Just to get their products on the shelf, right? And we already have many companies announcing that they are increasing their costs to the consumer to cover the costs of the tariffs because again, it's the American importer that pays it directly to the American government, and that's an issue.
Yeah.
Right? Like and so because they're paying 15% on, let's say they're importing something that's valued at $5,000, they're paying that 15% on that $5,000, but that's only going to last them 3 to 6 months. So then they're paying an additional 15% on whatever that next bulk item is that they're going to order, or anything small that they have to order in between. And let's not even talk about if they're importing something from India, which has a 50% tariff on it, or Brazil, which also has a 50% tariff on it, or anything from China, which has a larger percent tariff on it, right? Or the fact that a lot of manufacturers send their items back and forth to complete the manufacturing because we still don't have all of the necessary technology within the United States of America to really produce everything to get to market. And that's the issue, is all of the money that they're paying up front before they can even get to market.
My counterpoint is that these tariffs which are obviously like causing some strife within the country, but do you not feel that they're doing at least a little good by trying to build infrastructure within the U.S.?
No, because they're not trying to build infrastructure in the US. I've said this very like heavily on mine, like on my lives
Okay.
before. So if you wanted to, and I mean seriously, if the president of the United States seriously wanted to, and I mean any president,
Yeah,
spurn
yeah.
on or like bring back manufacturing to America and you're going to utilize tariffs, cool, you can utilize tariffs. But you also then have to create an additional incentive for them to actually do it, right? So, like a subsidy that says, hey, you break ground, you get this much money if you break it in this year, right? You get this much money if you
Mhm.
break new ground in 2026. This is an opening a new business, right? Breaking ground because they have to build up the infrastructure in order to
Right.
have these
Yeah, absolutely.
manufacturing or assembly plants, right? So that would be the way to do it is you do it in conjunction. Right now it's just tariffs. Tariffs are the only incentive. And the issue with these tariffs is even
Well,
though he's saying he's doing all of these tariffs, right? He's still negotiating, and I'm doing this in air quote, negotiating with other countries to bring down the price of tariffs. But also, his Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, is telling everybody in the world that the tariffs are permanent and they are not going anywhere.
they're not permanent. Like that's one of the
Well,
things
tell
that
that to
like
Scott
I'm not
Bessent.
I mean, I can write my congressperson, but it's like,
No, Scott Bessent is the Treasury Secretary, the Secretary of Treasury.
yeah, but it's like I can't do anything to address him. It's like I have to write to the congressperson, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no action that I can do to interact with Trump's appointed officials, right?
Oh no. And again, like I'm going to point this out, guys. It's not negotiating if we're saying that these tariffs that are being implemented are here to stay, aka permanent. That's not negotiation. That means it's staying. You only negotiate it
Right.
so far. And that's where he's got this 15% marker on the majority of the European countries.
All right. But so what I was saying is it's like one of the things that like makes my support for Trump wane is his abuse of the executive power, right?
Oh, he's been beyond violating Article 1, 2, and 3 of the United States Constitution.
Right. And but I mean, I feel like every president, every political official, it's like you constantly ask people name 3 lies that Trump says, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like any political official, you could say that, and they would have 3 lies instantaneously for a well-informed voter, right? Do you disagree?
Yeah. See, I think people don't understand that. The majority of people, when they vote, they're not
Mm-hmm.
pledging their loyalty to somebody, right? But the issue that I find with MAGA is their inability to separate out the reality from their loyalty to Trump. They have a almost a die-hard pledge of allegiance to a singular man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I have an issue with. And that's why I ask people and I challenge them in their ideology that they sit in to tell me lies and show that they are not beholden to an individual person and then also can question that individual at the same time. Because even I can say, like unequivocally, yeah, I voted for Joe Biden and he fucked up while he was president, right? So, like, let's
Yeah.
be very
Right.
clear.
Yeah.
One of my biggest points of contention with Joe Biden was him continuing to funnel money into Israel and helping support the genocide that occurred there, right? With Gaza. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's my biggest point of contention. Also, he didn't do enough. He could have done a lot more, but he fucking didn't, right? So I'm not
Yeah.
beholden to a political person that sits in office. I want to question
Mhm.
them and what they are doing, and I want them to prove that they are working for the American people. And that's how it should be. We don't see that with Donald
Right.
Trump. People aren't questioning him enough. He even said when people were questioning him about the Epstein files, it was, oh, well, we don't actually need you in the MAGA movement. And people were like, okay, well, we still want to be here. So I guess we'll just let it go. Right? They're just being like, we still want to be here. And that's what they're crying about. Right? And see, that's what I
Yeah.
have an issue with. Okay. It's that they're not really true. And so I'm challenging what is basically a belief system for them at this point.
Right. If you mind me paraphrasing, I would just say your point of contention is the dogmatic following of Donald Trump.
Yes. It's kind of, yeah, it's a little bit odd.
It is odd. I don't quite understand it, because it's like you seem to be beyond average intelligence, and it's like there's so many people who follow Donald Trump who are just doing it because they think that's the right thing to do. Where it's like he is. I know you're gonna disagree with me with this, but he is a decent middle ground, and it's like he is kind of a hammer, like he's a medium-sized hammer. He's not going to break everything up. It's like I hate JD Vance. Like JD Vance is too far right for me, right?
I'm sorry. Have you looked at the United States politics on the world scale? I'm just curious at all. Have you compared our politics to the world scale at all?
I have a very tilted view on that. So yes, but my observations are going to be wrong in your opinion.
Okay.
I mean, they may be
I
wrong in
just
the world's opinion.
want to be clear. Okay. Because on the world scale, Donald Trump is far right. On the world scale, the Democratic Party that exists within America is center right. We don't have what would be considered a left or a liberal party in the United States of America compared to the rest of the world. Even Kamala
Okay.
Harris was center. So if you wanted to say that somebody was the middle ground, that would have literally have been like when you cast your vote, it would have been Harris. But you're still saying somewhere in your mind that Donald Trump, who is trying to literally dismantle the United States government as we know it, dismantle
Yes,
parts of the Constitution as we know it, is somehow a centrist. When a governing person, when somebody in power goes against what is literally written in what is the bounds of our government and literally goes against it, like he's admitting it, right? Like he has outwardly admitted it on national television that he is going against the Constitution. That is not somebody that can ever be considered center. That is somebody that is trying to pull from an authoritarian or fascist playbook. I'm not calling him a fascist, but he does have authoritarian ideology.
I don't disagree with that. What I would argue is that, Vice President Harris was so when we look at social issues, right? There is a wide spectrum, and I feel like Donald Trump is trying to get us more towards normal on like social issues.
Oh yeah, by just demonizing 1% of the population and then another 4% of the United States population, demonizing 5% of the country. You do realize that in other countries, they legitimately don't see race like we do. they don't even have the same
Oh,
concept
okay.
of race outside of the United States that we do. It's completely different if you've ever been to Europe or if you've ever been to anywhere in Asia or even Africa, Australia. It's a completely different concept over there that's not the same. They do it based off your nationality more than anything, right? In other
Right.
countries. Where are you from? It's not,
Okay.
oh, your skin is black. It's no, what country do you hail from? Right? That's more what they want to know. And then that's the idea that they get behind immediately is like, oh, okay, you're from this country, you probably have these ideologies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
Uh,
they don't see
but
race the same way that we see it in the United States, which is why everybody is treated differently. I'm not saying that they're treated better in other places of the world, well, except for women, because women most assuredly are treated better in 31 other countries in the world than we are here in the United States of America.
I mean, what do you mean treated better?
Are
I mean, so just so you know, I'm coming from a place where it's like I saw Taliban controlled Afghanistan and Iraq.
you
It's like
guys always go to
I
the lower. How many countries are there in the world?
400 ish.
196.
Okay.
There's 196 countries in the entire world. Okay. When I'm saying that
Uh,
31 other countries rank higher than the United States of America, and everybody always goes to like the bottom 50 to pull
right.
out as
Which
an example, no, sir. Like that, see, that's the issue that I also have when people have this
but
thought process in their head that blocks them away from seeing that, yes, people of color, right? So indigenous, black individuals, Latinos,
mhm,
they
yeah.
experience they experience a different type of segregation still within the United States, and so do women compared
Right.
to men,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
We all know who benefited originally from the United States of America being founded. It was white men, and that is still
Yes. Okay.
upheld in today's society, right? Women are treated like a commodity within the United States of America. Sexism is even treated differently in other countries. Sexual harassment is treated differently in other countries because we over sexualize women within the United States of America. And that's
Okay.
also an issue, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not
Well,
saying
so
that there's all countries are better than the United States. I'm saying that there are, at minimum, depends on what ranking you look at, but there's at minimum 31 countries that rank higher than the United States of America because they treat women better. There was actually, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but in Iceland, women
no.
literally went on strike for an entire
Yeah.
day across their entire country
Mhm.
because they
Yeah.
were paid less than men. It was proven that they were paid less than men.
Mhm.
When their entire country, women went on strike, their country shut the fuck down.
Mhm.
And then they
Um.
made sure that they closed that gender pay gap.
Mhm.
We still have a gender pay gap within the United States of America. This is reported on by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? It's
Okay.
also been studied by universities. So,
Okay.
yes, other countries, if we just look at pay, treat women better.
But what I'm asking is,
So, these are
okay,
still
pay
social
is
issues.
they're still social issues. I
Yeah, these are
totally
what you
agree.
would consider social issues, sir, is fighting for the people that live within America, right? Because you're talking about
Mhm.
social issues. Like, what are you offended by the LGBTQI plus community?
Am I offended by the?
Their existence.
No, not by their existence. But
Okay. Are you offended by the
the
fact that
the
they just want to live on their own and exist? Because that's all that they are trying to do. Teaching somebody
the
about pronouns and the proper usage of pronouns is literally just teaching somebody how to have empathy. It is not telling them
well,
you think you're a boy, but you're actually a girl. But we'll go ahead and we'll pat down on your head and kind of let you go with your psychosis. Like to be clear, they're taking gender dysphoria out of the next edition of the DSM in DSM-6 because it's no longer considered a mental health
Well,
issue. It's a different type of thing, right? So because of that, even then, if you guys like, because you guys always love, like, sorry, you did say you were MAGA and you were still supporting Trump, and you brought up social
yes,
issues, right?
yes.
This is not a real
uh,
issue. It's only an issue because the Republicans paid $215 million on negative campaign ads throughout the 2024 election. That is
okay.
why you think it's an issue. It was never an issue.
Mhm.
Trans people have literally always existed. The very first gender reassignment surgery was performed in 1933.
All right.
1933. It has been around longer than either of you or I have been alive. It has
Yeah, yeah.
existed. Just
Mhm.
they weren't comfortable coming out and saying it because we are assholes in America.
I don't disagree. I just had. I'm sorry.
That's all. I
So
just want to make sure you understand, like, we're assholes in America, and that's why people weren't comfortable coming out and being like, "Hey, I am who I am."
yeah,
And then
yeah.
people
No,
are
no. I
still
totally
raving
understand
about,
that.
or still upset about the fact that we wrote a law in 2015 that said gay marriage was legal, and then the United States Supreme Court upheld that ruling. People are still
Which,
mad about something from 2015.
uh, which I mean, I feel like they're
Because
entitled to
gay
be
people
mad
just
about
want
whatever
the
they want.
same rights in order to be able to get divorced and, go to family
Yeah,
counseling and sign a piece of paper and get tax benefits.
yeah. I think that last one was the most beneficial for them, but I have no problem with that. I just had one follow up question to what you had said previously. So you were talking about the U.S. ranks 30ish um,
Yeah, an
with
international world
the
review.
on where women rank, right?
Yes.
You mentioned pay gap. What are the other criteria that they're using to do that,
Sure.
or is it
Bodily
just pay?
autonomy.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Oh, there was a lot. Sorry, those are the two main ones that I can think of offhand.
Okay. So pay and bottom.
Oh yeah, also
Sorry,
maternity
bottom.
leave. My bad. Yeah, paid maternity
Yeah. Well,
leave.
the U.S. is like fucking
We don't even
200
guarantee
below.
paid maternity leave
We're,
at all. So
yeah, we're the worst on that. Yeah, I can 100% uh, um, agree with that.
yeah,
Sorry,
home
I'm just making
labor,
notes.
childcare.
Okay. Childcare.
There's also not this heavy stigma in a lot of other countries that we've redeveloped in the United States. I thought we left it 70 years ago that women should be at home in the kitchen.
In the 50s, yeah. No, I'm just making notes. I'm sorry. Cool. And for you, it's like that's why it's like Trump is kind of not kind of he is a misogynist.
He is a
It's like
misogynist.
he is. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Also,
But
just so you're
at least
aware, that is one of the tenets of fascism. Yeah.
all right, yeah. But I mean, well, I mean, if we're talking about tenets of fascism, the fact that he's fucking deploying National Guard troops in the U.S., that's also really bad.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody could support somebody that turns their American military on their own citizens.
I think the MAGA movement would argue that it's not against their own citizens, it's against foreign nationals, but that's beside the point. Do you think, I'm sorry, do you think that Antifa is a domestic terrorist group?
No. It's also illegal for a
No?
president to declare any kind of domestic terrorist any group a domestic terrorist group. Do you want to know why? It's a clear-cut violation of First Amendment rights. Also, the United States used to be
Well,
Antifa.
no. That's not true.
It actually
If
it is. You can look this up by constitutional scholars. They agree with me.
you have certain protected First Amendment rights, correct?
I don't know, Bill. Yeah. Do you happen to know
But
all of them?
no, I don't know all of them. Obviously not. That's a stupid question.
So
If
we can
I
just start
go
with the
into
very first one that everybody knows, right? Freedom of speech, but then also freedom to protest, right? So
you
just
have
with
the
those two,
freedom
again,
of
like,
protest,
yes, that's
but
an enumerated right within the Constitution.
but there's a difference between protesting and enacting violence.
Right. If you are acting violent, that no longer is covered under the First Amendment, and then that constitutes a crime. Okay? Yeah, freedom of assembly specifically, it's the right to protest. Okay? These are covered under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution as enumerated rights within the Constitution. These are guaranteed rights. Antifa, do you know what it stands for?
Anti-fascist assembly.
Anti-fascist,
like
which is something that every single individual in the United States should be, is an anti-fascist. Because why would we support a fascist? We literally fought or got drug into an entire world war in order to fight fascism. To fight, we became the Allied powers to fight the Axis powers.
Yes.
Everyone should be Antifa. Are you familiar with the Black Panthers?
Yes.
Yeah, you can consider that like one of the beginning groups that were Antifa. Which is why I find it very hilarious that somehow Kristi Noem said that they arrested the girlfriend of the founder of Antifa that has been around for 100 years. What the girlfriend would have to be 105 plus years old at this point. She's dead. They arrested a dead body.
Well, Kristi Noem is nobody to take at their word.
Well, neither is Trump. Because he goes right along with it like, yeah, we arrested the girlfriend of Antifa. Look at Kristi Noem go.
Yeah, well,
they arrested a dead
Trump
body.
Trump is an idiot, which is fine, but
Yeah, you can look up constitutional scholars on that one. They would agree with me that you can't declare. Like it's a murky waters that you walk into trying to declare a ideology, because it's not a group that actually exists, right? An ideology.
Wait.
Antifa is not a group, sir. There is no organizational structure to it. There is no CEO. There is no public funding or private funding of Antifa. There is no websites. They don't have meetings. If they are, we've been missing out on that corporate credit card. Give me that bread. We haven't gotten paid for this stuff. They literally don't have headquarters. It is an ideology. They don't, dude. It's a group of people that meet up and they all happen to also consider themselves anti-fascists.
I don't understand what the difference between assemble and meet up is.
Oh, so you're saying, like, let me guess, all of the crowds outside of like the Chicago ICE facility, those are all Antifa, right?
No.
No, okay. How do you know? Did you go there personally? Did you ask them? Would you consider the No Kings protest that's going to occur on October 18th an Antifa meetup or assembly?
Say it one more time.
Would you consider the No Kings protest that's occurring on Saturday to be like Antifa?
I have no idea what that is.
Maybe you should look it up. So that's an organization that exists that is setting up and like arranging protests across the entire country that actually has a structure involved. but they're not Antifa. They're called No Kings because we don't have kings in America. We literally split away from the United Kingdom to get away from a king. And then y'all elect somebody who wants to call himself a king. And the Pope. That's fucking weird.
I mean,
Antifa is an ideology. It is not a movement. It is a movement. There is no organizational structure.
okay.
They don't have a mission statement. They don't have a value statement. They don't have a website.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that those are mutually exclusive to say that they can't cause harm.
BLM has legitimate websites. They have chapters based off of what state you're in. That's an organization.
Yeah.
The No Kings is also an organization that has a website, has an organizational structure.
Mm-hmm.
Antifa has none of those. Though the other two that I just mentioned are in fact organizations. Antifa is not an organization. It is a thought process. It is an ideology. You can consider it a movement. They do not have these things.
Mm-hmm. Do you not think that Anonymous, which would fall in that same category, is not dearly...
Dude, I could go buy a V for Vendetta mask, put that on, wear a black cape, sit in a black room, and buy a voice modulator, make a video going like, Donald Trump is the worst, and if you don't listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, Anonymous.
That is pretty funny.
That's all I would have to do is just go buy a freaking V for Vendetta mask. And then boom, I'm also Anonymous.
Yeah, well...
Where's their website?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is it's like, these are...
Yeah, they don't have one. These are random people on the internet making making videos. Somebody happens to message them and they're like, oh, you also do this Anonymous thing? I have some random person on TikTok that tags me in their Anonymous-esque videos once a week. Do you know what I do when I see the notification? I clear it. I move on.
Yes, but you are a sane human being. But there are plenty of... It's like, one of the things that draws me to you is like your sensibility. It's like when you talk about like the Second Amendment and you talk about why don't we do the like bare minimum and have like psych checks on people who are buying guns? It's like, that is totally reasonable. But it's like these groups don't have any stopgaps.
Because it's not a group.
Say it again?
It's not a group.
I mean, there are numerous individuals who
share the same ideology that just all happen to go to the same place organized by another organization called like No Kings or Black Lives Matter. And they all just happen to meet and they all just happen to also agree that they don't like fascists. Can you like tell me like what are the tenets of Antifa?
I have no idea. I don't.
Oh, okay, because libertarians have tenets, right? Black Lives Matter also have tenets. Okay, these organizations are legitimate organizations. There is no organization called Antifa. It is an ideology. It is a movement, and everybody should be anti-fascist. If you're not anti-fascist, I have to question you and maybe say like, you might need to go to another country, like seriously, and I don't mean you, but just like anybody that believes that fascism is okay or that you should not be anti-fascist should probably move to an authoritarian dictatorship country like Russia, like China.
That's
like North Korea if you could get in there.
If you can get in there.
I mean, you could get in there. You just aren't going to leave.
Yeah, it's going to be a miserable life. I'm sorry, I took a lot of your time.
El Salvador is also one. Yeah, forgot about that one. That one's definitely become that. Oh,
have you not watched Parks and Rec?
No.
Watch Parks and Rec with the El Salvador. Look for the episode with Parks and Rec and Fred Armstead.
No idea.
It's so good.
No clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
it's so good. So what I'm wrapping my head around
Okay, Robbie,
is
maybe I'll get this right this time. Can a square be defined as a rectangle?
yes,
Yes, but can a rectangle be defined as a square?
no.
So guys, hot take. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
What does this pertain to?
Just giving you an example. So like we can have people that are within
Of
like Black Lives Matter that are Antifa, but that doesn't mean that Antifa exists.
are you arguing that Antifa doesn't exist?
It's a movement, it's an ideology. The ideology exists, but there is not an organization called Antifa.
All right. If I tomorrow my waking dream is that I want to join Antifa, do you not think that I can join a group of people who
Sure, tell me where
are
the
doing?
website is after you find it. I'd love to find out. Still can't find it. I'm
All right,
sure that at this
that's
point we would just have
and
to assume that the founder of Antifa was General Eisenhower.
oh, Eisenhower, oh, best president ever.
Yeah, and
Said no
Kristi
one.
Noem just arrested his girlfriend.
All right.
The
So what
corpse.
you're saying is, in order to start an organization, don't make a website. I got it.
Yeah, for the entire country. That covers every single person in America where they'd be able to join.
All right. I know we're far afield from this, but do you have an affiliate link for Ground News?
Not yet. I'm working on there. We
All right.
got caught up in the
Are you gonna?
conversation.
Yeah. No. Totally. I fully understand your commitment. Are you gonna link it in your bio when you do?
For sure. Actually, I will.
All right. I really want to support you. I feel like you do great work. I feel like you and I have fundamentally different like perspectives on the world that can't mesh, but it's like you're doing good work. I feel like you're doing good work, and I really want to support you.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, man. Trust me, it'll be up there as soon as I know. Looks like it's a pending.
All right. Well, if there's anything that we can do to help you, let me know.
All right. Well, thanks, dude. You have a good rest of your Monday.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye. I have a bunch of things to get through. Hold on one second. Thank you, Hugo, for the jewels. I do appreciate that. Thank you for happy mystical magical Monday. Don't forget those snackies, and hydration. Yep. And remember to stay amazing. Thank you. Why do they all forget about how Trump attempted to overthrow the government in his first term? Cognitive dissonance. What metric do the studies use for the pay gap? What are they looking at, and what data are they relying on? So, I mean, Bishop, specifically Bureau and Labor Statistics, literally looks at the industry, the position title, and then the work that they do, right? And then there are also their history, like their work history. And what we find on large is that people with the exact same work history in the exact same field with the exact same level of experience and education, men are paid more. The wage gap also the wage gap also exists across racial lines. Oh, thanks, John, for the 2. John says, God bless America. God bless Trump Vance. MAGA. No, his mind was not blown, Eric, but we were trying there. I'll help him. Ideology, a system of ideas and ideals, especially one which forms the basis of economic or political theory and policy. Also, Bishop, Harvard looks at the same things. Okay, we'll go ahead and open this back up. I don't normally have 50-minute phone calls with people, but that's what happened earlier. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
No, I just want to say I love you and you're amazing. I love your channel here.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say you're also beautiful. So you have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
I'll accept it. You're welcome. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, hello, miss.
Awesome. How old are you?
21.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yep.
Cool. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, hey, for niggers.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello, how old are you?
I am 32.
32. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Am I still supporting Trump?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I have no suggestions, but I heard what you were talking about a little minute ago about Antifa not being an organization.
Yeah, I like to start off with conversations with people like it's a brand new conversation and I wasn't just having a conversation with somebody else. I like to hear other people's thoughts.
Yeah, but it just felt kind of weird the way you...
Well, if you don't want to adhere to that, I'll just move on. I don't know, Mark. I just updated anyways. Yes, guys, if you're over on TikTok, can you be sure to be double tapping that screen? Also, if you're new here in the chat, hit that follow button. The likes aren't liking. If the likes aren't moving, we're not getting people in. It'd be weird if I should not be very audible. That's odd. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hello? Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, and are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I wouldn't say completely compared to when he was first running. So I agree with some things, but not everything in total. So I can't say I still support him.
Okay. So let's start with this real quick. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump's told since he was inaugurated this term?
Well, for one, not necessarily that it was a lie, but the deportation. He was very adamant about he was deporting criminals, and then it just kind of turned into whoever came in contact with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. The second thing would be the Doge. Although it doesn't fall completely on him, as we know, it wasn't a success as we expected. Those are 2 big ones that I can think off the top of my head, but nothing else that I can come up with.
Okay, so how about this? Donald Trump has recently been saying quite a lot, actually, that the government shutdown that is occurring right now is the Democrats' fault. Is that true? Yes or no?
I would agree. Yes, I would say yes.
Oh, you would agree that it's the Democrats' fault. Interesting.
Well, in the sense that, there's really no transparency. I know that, one claims that, they want to, within the bill, they're supporting the immigrants. Others say no. But for me, it's kind of the transparency thing where, when they vote, there's a couple of Democrats that aren't basically, there's a handful that have decided just to go through with it, and others that have been contesting it. So I feel like that's where, as far as what I've seen, unless you can tell me otherwise.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but in 2011, specifically April of 2011, where there was a threat of a government shutdown occurring under Obama's presidency, Donald Trump sat down with NBC and had a whole conversation with NBC where he was asked, So whose fault do you think it is if the government shuts down? And he said unequivocally, well, it can't be the minority party's fault because they don't have power. And you shouldn't consider it the majority party's fault either, because it lies solely on the feet of the president, because he should be able to negotiate. He literally said in verbatim, I actually think the president would be blamed. If there was a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one who has to get people together. Can you tell me when the longest shutdown in our history of governing was?
You know, I would have to say I'm assuming the one that is now, but I have a question regarding that.
No, we're not the longest shutdown in history right now.
Okay. Well, good. Now, question regarding what he said about that.
If you don't know, just say I don't know. Do you know who had the longest government shutdown in history?
No, I do not.
Okay. Donald Trump in his first presidency, where it was shut down for 34 days.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I understood. But now, question. I understand now. You have to also look at it this way. As he said, it does fall on the president. That's no different than if I'm in a manager position and one of my employees dropped the ball. At the end of the day, it is the employee that dropped the ball, but it still falls on the manager because it's responsibility to respond for them. So in that sense, it doesn't make sense where it's directly his fault. Yes, it's going to fall on him.
Oh, no, it is directly his fault. He clearly told the Republicans don't meet with the Democratic Party in order to actually even come up with negotiations. And he even put it himself out there that there is no need to meet with the Democratic Party in order to come up with negotiations to try to reopen the government himself on his Truth Social and on public media. And then when he did sit down and meet with them, he didn't let it be televised. So we don't really know what was said behind those closed doors, which I find troubling because this is a man that loves to be on TV, right? So much. Loves so much to be on TV. And then he just goes behind and being like, yeah, y'all don't actually need to go talk with the Democrats again. They do all of these things, right? And also we have another point. Do you know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is?
I'm familiar with her, yes.
Yeah, so she's a House representative in Congress from Georgia. All right?
Mm-hmm.
She has been very vocal about the fact that there is, in fact, a way for the Republicans in the Senate to pass this continuing resolution.
Correct.
Yeah. So they have the ability at any point to call for a simple majority vote to do a cloture vote on a motion to end the filibuster to pass the continuing resolution. They just need a simple majority to do so. They have 53 Republicans in Congress. Plus one Democrat who has already agreed to vote with them.
Okay, now question. Do you agree, though, that Democrats are pushing for some of the funding to go towards illegal immigrants? Do you agree with that?
What they are pushing for, are you familiar with EMTALA?
No.
Okay, so that is a Reagan law that guarantees or that mandates all hospitals to cover and give just the basics of care. If someone goes into the emergency room, stabilization care, if somebody goes into the emergency room, regardless of their health insurance, and within that, EMTALA, right, there is a percentage that is reimbursed from the Medicaid fund at the federal level to hospitals for covering the care of individuals at any point. So these can be American citizens, they can be non-citizens, they can be legal non-citizens or undocumented non-citizens. All of these can be true. Okay? But this is not Medicaid covering them for them to go to the doctor on their primary care and get an annual evaluation. It is only to cover or reimburse hospitals for the expense that they've already been guaranteed by law for spending it on people that might not be able to pay, and this includes American citizens. That is the part that they want to get away from, because we already know that hospitals are announcing that they are closing across the country just from the big, beautiful bill and the cuts to their regular funding. that it's coming.
But see, like that's what I'm saying is, so at the end of the day, it's yes, you do agree with them funding, because at the end of the day, you might say, okay, well, it's
For
just the basic
emergency
needs.
medical services only. It's not fund. I see. This is the part that gets me. It is not funding illegal immigrant health care. It is
No, I'm not
funding
saying that.
hospitals and paying
Yeah.
the doctors for their services.
But and why?
So doctors
again,
shouldn't be
and
paid
why-
for their services?
Okay. Would you not agree? Okay, let me ask you this: would you not agree that the hospitals, the doctors themselves, make more than enough money for them as a hospital to be able to offer that free service?
No, not
to people
all.
that do not have it.
No, sir,
Well,
not
no,
all
see,
hospitals.
No, so why does it fall on the American people that if the hospital
Do
opts
you
to
know what
to-
happened before EMTALA, sir?
No, but
No,
you're
do you
not
know what?
missing-
No,
you're
I'm
not-
asking you a
missing my
serious
point.
question here. Do you know
Yeah.
what happened with hospitals and patients before EMTALA?
No.
Hospitals, when somebody would come up into the emergency room and they said that we don't have health insurance, right? Because they had to ask for all of their information, they would load them into vehicles, drop them off at another hospital. And then that hospital might do the same thing. So people were literally dying while they were being transported between hospital to hospital to hospital, because the primary hospital that they went to didn't want to take care of them or take on the financial burden of covering their cost of medical care out of their pocket, because it does come out of their budget and what they can spend, because if they get paid back, they can also upgrade their services to expand and offer other services to their population.
Yeah, see, look. I mean, this is where we disagree. I can tell, and here's the funny
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
is
you just don't want to
I'm-
fund public hospitals that actually help
no,
people.
no,
Public
no,
hospitals
look,
are going to close.
I'm telling-
I'm
okay,
talking
I'm
about
telling you
public, private, not for profit hospitals, sir. Not for profit
yeah.
hospitals do not have the capacity to take on all of this extra spending without the reimbursements from the federal government. We are literally dismantling parts of federal law known as EMTALA by doing that, by putting that barrier up that says that you will no longer be reimbursed for spending it on somebody that refuses to give their documentation. Because I don't know about you, sir, but I could literally go to the emergency room. If I had no documentation on me, I could lie about my name. I could not give them a social security number. I could not give them an address, and I am an American citizen. And then therefore, they would get no reimbursement for me because there was no proof that I was actually an American citizen. I gave no necessary or paperwork that says, hey, this is me, right? People
Yeah,
can
no,
already
but
do
see-
that. If they are unethical in their mind, they can already do that, okay?
That's my point. Is you don't understand. Like, okay, this again is coming from a first-hand immigrant. I've gone through it, I lived through it. But see, the difference is, instead of me thinking, okay, well, I'm supposed to be granted these things for me just coming to this country. No, there's people like myself that our job is to work and provide for
Nobody
ourselves
thinks that
first
they
and
can just be
foremost.
granted
But
this,
then you're
sir.
like, no, but it does work that way, because see, look, again, you're not understanding how people take advantage of the system. You just said it yourself.
Oh, okay.
You
And
just said,
what
if you
system
wanted
are they
to-
taking advantage of when they go to
You
an
just-
emergency
okay,
room? What is the
I'm-
purpose of the emergency room? What are emergency rooms? What are they required to do when you go in there saying that you think you're suffering a heart attack? What is the emergency room required to do?
They're to provide whatever they can to obviously make the person survive.
No,
or
it's
provide
just
care.
stabilization. It's not even providing care. They are only required to stabilize you. They are not required to diagnose you to figure out what the problem is. They're not required to give you a comprehensive
But,
plan
okay,
so you don't have this
but
happen
you-
again. It is only strictly for stabilization. So you're having a heart attack, they could pop a pill under your tongue, let you sit, make sure that you're no longer experiencing a heart attack, and send your ass home. That's literally
Okay,
all
well, here's-
hospitals are required
Yeah,
to
well,
do.
Here's my
So
take
how
on it,
are
right?
people
Now, I'm not-
abusing that?
wait, I'm not.
How,
okay,
no,
look,
I want
listen,
you.
I'm not, okay.
sorry. I'm about to hang
Look.
up on you if somebody's car alarm doesn't stop going off in the background. The point
Yeah,
is,
that's-
how are people
yeah.
abusing that when they can't even get seen properly or fully by a doctor to avoid the problem in the future?
Let me tell you, okay, here's my take on it. Because again, you might sit here, you just said it yourself, there are people that can take advantage of the system. So
Yeah,
it's a flawed
American
system. For
citizens
me-
can, sir.
for me,
American
as well
citizens
as
can.
immigrants. Okay, look, Now let me explain to you how. Okay, again, I'm talking
And
from
that's
experience.
just
You're
to
not talking
avoid the
from
cost
experience.
of an emergency
You're
room,
saying-
and that's also assuming that
No.
you're somebody where
No,
that
no,
they
no.
don't take your picture already, or they don't have your
listen,
picture.
This is how the system's taking advantage of. Again, since they already know that they don't have to provide any type of documentation for just the basic care. Now, when you
It's
refer to
not
basic care, what does that mean?
care. It is not basic care. Basic care is going to your doctor and getting a physical evaluation. That is basic care. An emergency room situation is not basic care.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so then what? Okay, now you just said that. Okay, then what are they? Okay, then what is the argument then? What are the immigrants that people are claiming saying that they're getting? What is it that you're referring to?
Only EMTALA
basic
at the
care.
federal level, that is the only thing that can be reimbursed based off a 1996 law, PRWORA. A 1996
Okay, so-
law does not allow for any states, if they offer their own kind of Medicaid program and they fund it with their own state money, they cannot request a single penny of reimbursement from the federal government for covering undocumented immigrants in this country. So the
So let me-
only
okay, so
thing,
let me ask you this, Chris.
no, I need you to, I need to make sure you understand this. The only thing that they can get reimbursed for, the hospitals, is for emergency medical care that is only for stabilization. That's it.
Okay, so-
Only
okay,
for
so let me understand you.
stabilization. And we've seen what
So
that
let me-
does.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Okay, let me ask you. I'm an immigrant, right? I'm working on a construction job
Yeah,
site.
and you're a fucking
I
ladder
cut-
puller.
I cut-
Congratulations for being a horrible person.
Well, okay, so you don't allow me to speak. I'm not offending you. You're the only one offending me. And you're
No,
the
you
show host,
offend
so
me
I-
by
there's
your
no
lack of
logic behind it.
understanding and comprehension and failure to
But you're-
listen.
you're
You
talking-
are
you're
literally
talking to
offending me
Okay, wait, but I'm
because you
trying to
are
understand you.
refusing
Okay.
to understand.
Okay.
And
Now, let me
you're
understand you. So
basically
if I'm
saying,
okay.
let them pass away, because what we're going to see when this law goes into effect,
see, okay,
what
let
we
me-
are
see, you're not
going
understanding
to
me.
see
You're not
when
letting me
this
get off.
law
No.
goes into effect is we
No.
are going to see a
don't think so.
repeat of what occurred way back before EMTALA was ever passed, where people are
Okay,
going
let
to
me
be
make-
carted off to other hospitals to hopefully cover the expense of
No,
that
no,
cost, right?
no,
The
let me make
people
this clear.
and the
No, no,
idea
no,
that other hospitals can take and eat this expense of covering them without being reimbursed a penny from the federal
Okay.
government for covering their care, because public,
no.
not-for-profit hospitals cannot eat up the expense of caring for individuals. And most of these not-for-profit hospitals have a rule in place that they cannot turn away any individual. So you are asking for not-for-profit hospitals to eat the expense because private hospitals are going to cart their patients off to other hospitals from the emergency rooms.
Okay,
You are
first of all- okay,
asking
first of all-
for
okay, let me be
hospitals to
clear.
let
No,
people
no,
fucking
you're wrong.
die,
No,
sir.
you're wrong.
That is
Let
what
me
you
be
are
clear. No,
asking
let
to
me be
do.
clear. No,
That
no,
is
no,
what
let
you
me-
know.
okay,
I'm.
let me be
You
clear.
don't understand it, and this is obvious because you just want to keep
no,
talking
okay,
over it.
no, no, no,
Rural
I understand it, but
hospitals
let me
are
be clear.
already closing
Yeah.
within the United States of America because of this
Okay, but-
upcoming
okay, that's fine,
missing
but let me-
funding.
yeah.
They are already
let me
closing
be clear.
across the United States. You are literally
understand, but
asking
okay.
hospitals and the United States government to let people die in the street because they have to ask new questions now
You're putting
when
words
people
in my
come
mouth.
into
That's
their
not what I said.
emergency
No.
rooms, including, are you a United States citizen? Are you documented? You're basically
let me be clear.
allowing them, now hospitals, to again eat away at the integral parts of EMTALA that guarantees that any individual can gain access to emergency medical stabilization treatment in order
let me be
to
clear.
live.
Okay,
Just the
you're not-
bare
okay,
minimums of
let-
living on the idea that they could live, because it doesn't solve the issue. How do we know this? Because we've seen it already
doesn't solve the
occur
issue,
to
though.
American citizens within the United States, where the hospital just does the bare minimum to stabilize their patients, sends them home, and they die.
Okay, let me be
Like
clear. Okay,
Navia
first of all,
Crane
okay.
out of Texas.
Wait, okay.
She was
No,
sent
let me be clear,
home
let me be clear.
twice
I'm not saying-
from
I'm not
hospitals
claiming
after
that
going
they
to
should-
the
I'm not
emergency
claiming
medical
that.
room to seek treatments. And they said, you just have this, take this and go home. They didn't do a full evaluation. So you're asking them to continue to do the same thing and let people to go home and die, or die on the streets in front of hospitals. That is what you are
No, let
asking
me be clear.
hospitals to do.
No.
That is what
let
you
me
are
be
asking
clear. No.
hospitals to do. It
See,
is.
no, but see, you're not letting me speak. So
Because you're a dumbass. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jack Frost, for the 10. Not every American was Antifa back in World War II. Yeah, that's true. There were plenty of rallies in the United States, mostly in the South, because, of course, that were very pro schmazzies and Hitler. MAGA is the descendant of... and they might be. You could be right. Moose, thank you for the 10. As a non-American, it's a concern to see the overall leadership of a nuclear power country act like a bunch of children and using a playbook similar to one used in Germany in the 1930s and the 40s. They did start off the same in a lot of different ways. And thank you, Knives, for becoming a subscriber on the Purple app. I can't say the name because TikTok is a sensitive child. So I do appreciate that. Again, guys, I'm sorry. Healthcare should not even be a debate for any human being. That should be a basic thing. And for someone in the comments that also, I did read it, that said, every country requires you to pay up front before you receive medical care. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. What, every country? So let me ask you this. So you've been to 196 countries and you've been to a hospital as a non-citizen in all of those countries to make sure that you had to pay up front to receive medical care in 196 countries. That tracks. Does that sound feasible to you? Exactly, Corzin. No. An American citizen could walk into an Irish hospital and get care and pay after the fact, after they're stabilized. It's just how it works. Also, my puppers is upsetty spaghetti, so somebody come talk for a second? There we go. 1 second. I gotta let the puppers outside.
No problem. I can help out with that. Hey guys, do us all a favor. Keep tapping that screen. We're going to keep doing that. Get those likes up and going. If you can, make sure that you're following our friend Ari. If you can, do all the good things. Help out with that live goal. If you're not following Ari here, make sure you're following on all the other wonderful platforms and all the other wonderful places, because that's a good thing to do. You can also go ahead and get to Ari's Court of Dis, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a wonderful, wonderful community that we're all a lovely part of. I am too. You guys should all join up and be a part of it because Ari's the best, right? Right, Ari?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. That's it.
Okay. Cool beans. Thank you. The dog just
No
wanted to go
problem.
bark at another dog, and I'm like, I told you if you were gonna go bark, you were in trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh, and one other thing, Ari. I had to go to the
Bubbles and guts.
ER. I had to go to the ER in Paris in February, and guess what?
You didn't have to pay up front?
Nope.
Oh, wow. What a concept. Because, maybe it's because organizations that Donald Trump denounces, like the World Health Organization, you know, the WHO, says that healthcare is a human right, and certain countries actually honor that.
I know. Wild stuff. Anyways, good stuff, friend.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're going to reopen this to another caller in 1 second. I don't do this enough for my own promo, so I'm going to mute TikTok, though, and I'm going to do a very short one on YouTube, YouTube. Guys, I love to read comments, like super chats between callers. I'm not getting any. I also haven't seen any new memberships. I do have an undisclosed goal, I say it sometimes, goal of at least 5 new members per live, and I haven't seen a single one, so I am a little bit sad. Twitch is already doing awesome with having 1 subscriber, and I appreciate you guys so much. So if you are new on Twitch, be sure to hit that follow button. Okay. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a month for free on Twitch, and that's pretty cool. But guys, it's no fun if I don't get to read your comments between callers. So send a super chat or some bits, and I will read your comments. So like this.
You're awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Aslan. Why is MAGA always trying to unalive me? I have gone into antipathic coma because they have given steroids, insanely allergic because they would not read your allergy list. I gotcha. Healthcare is not a human right. It is a service provided to you by another human being. You are not entitled to anything you haven't paid for, you communist. Hopefully, Paris send you a bill, you freeloader. I know that there is a word count limit on that chat. So that's why it doesn't read like an English sentence. But I do appreciate the $9.99. Also, again, healthcare is considered a human right by the World Health Organization. So I guess the World Health Organization would disagree with you, man. But thank you for the $9.99. I appreciate it. Phone lines are back open. Just saying. And that doesn't make someone a communist. People literally don't know what this stuff is. They don't. They just say words. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Hi, my name's Charles. I'm 70.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello, mate.
Awesome.
Hi.
Nigger.
Yeah, saw that coming. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
29.
29. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Am I still supporting Donald Trump? Is that the question?
Yes.
Yes. I just
Cool.
couldn't hear it correctly.
Awesome. And let's see. What has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Is the chat for questioning my support of Donald Trump?
You're awesome.
Thought it was to essentially discuss the topic that I just came across her tonight, and I work in healthcare, so I thought it'd be interesting. I work in private equity and
Yeah,
healthcare.
see,
so
I
thought-
like to have new conversations with people when they call in, which is why I asked like 4 starting questions.
Okay,
Are you able to comply with that?
that's fine. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
trying to. Okay, so what has me questioning my support of Donald Trump?
Yep.
I'm not questioning my support of Donald Trump.
Okay.
I wanted to have a conversation. Is that okay, or
So can you tell
is the
me
point
3
different?
lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
3 lies that he's told?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly regarding his personal life between different sex/affair scandals that I didn't follow too much. There might be one
Since
there.
he was inaugurated into office. I know I said that.
Okay. What's the issue? I'm trying to be fair and say I'm sure he's lied about things since he's been in office.
Yeah, so tell me his lies.
So you're asking specifically policy or just his lies in general?
Lies that he's told since he took office in 2025.
Okay. Not one in particular that I could say is specifically a lie. That doesn't mean that he's never lied.
Okay. Donald Trump said that he ended 7 wars. Is that true?
I don't know specifically if he's ended 7 wars. I would say probably not exactly, but I know that some of these in particular were quote unquote less popular wars, such as different, I use popular just subjectively. Doesn't mean I care less or the world cares less or anything like
Cool.
that.
So you would have no
But,
idea
different
what
conflicts in
wars that
Africa.
he claims to have ended, right?
Sure. I was
Awesome.
calling
So
about
I
healthcare.
unfortunately do, because I actually listened to the person that you support. I actually listened to his speeches. Unfortunately, I did. So let's see. Let's ask you about Egypt and Ethiopia. What was the conflict going on there?
Sorry, I called when there was a healthcare debate. Have we moved on from the healthcare debate? Now it's a different. I just want to be clear on that. It's a different topic now.
Right. What did I say before I asked you about lies and your questioning support of Donald Trump? Did we
Yeah,
have an
so-
agreement that we were having a whole new conversation?
Yes, I missed it at some point because I work in private equity with healthcare, and I was calling on that topic.
People just aren't able to follow instructions. I hung up on one person before for trying to do the same thing. That ain't how this works. If I wanted to spend an hour or 20 minutes or 30 minutes to an hour talking about healthcare, I would put up a healthcare topic. If that's what I wanted to do, that's what I would put up. If I wanted to stay on one topic, I would have one topic on the line or on the screen. Congratulations. Kyun? I don't know. I have not named Mr. Banana, but maybe he can be Stash? Would that work? Banana Stash. The ACA is a multi-decade insurance industry bailout at this point. May as well push for universal health care. They're having MTG sounding sensible. I know, right? Mighty, that's the crazy part. MTG sounds smart right now, and that's absolutely crazy talk. She's not. She's a crazy person. But we'll try this again. We'll open up the lines to one more caller, maybe. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 60.
60. Okay. And are you
Yeah,
still
60.
supporting Donald Trump?
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes. Cool. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I'm not
awesome.
questioning Donald Trump for the MAGA unit.
You're not questioning Donald Trump or you're supporting him at all. Okay. Cool. So can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
Something about autism for the vaccine causes autism. Another one was gas prices falling to $1.98. I think he was looking at someplace in Canada, not in America at that time.
Mhm.
And another thing about something about kids, about boys. Boys are being more susceptible for autism. I don't think that's
That
relevant
was
to the
just
conversation.
RFK.
Oh, okay, that was RFK. Okay, I'm sorry. That disqualifies me from talking?
No, just find another lie.
Oh, another lie. Can I look it up?
How about I give you one and we can talk about it?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that.
Cool. Donald Trump says he's ended 7 wars. Is that true?
I think he's wrong. I think he ended 8, actually.
Cool. So let's go down the 7, right, that he claimed at the UN summit, all right, and that he's been claiming since June or July.
Okay.
Egypt and Ethiopia, what was going on there?
Tensions over the Nile Dam
Tensions.
was disputed.
So what were the tensions made up of?
I guess it's a dispute of land, of ownership of that area.
Okay, but what was happening within these tensions?
Well, what happens with anything that somebody wants and somebody has, and, it was a dispute of the area, right? Wasn't it the dispute of that little dam that's there, or the big dam? It's supposed to be, a moneymaker for them.
It's called the
But
Nile.
no war occurred.
No
The
war
US
occurred. Awesome.
Yeah,
So you would agree
yeah.
that you can't end a war that wasn't occurring?
Well,
you can't end a
okay,
war
I
that
can see
wasn't
your point in that.
occurring.
Yeah, but if there
And
if there
also,
was
just
a,
to be
if there
very
was,
clear, the trade dispute, because that's what it was. It's a diplomatic trade dispute, is still ongoing between Egypt and Ethiopia. It was never, quote, ended. It still exists today.
right, but weren't there military mites being like at the borderlines
No.
and stuff like that? Weren't
They were just under
being-
a diplomatic trade dispute
Right.
between their diplomats, between their heads of state and their elected officials.
Okay, so
Not a
there
war.
was no military might shown during the Ethiopia and Egypt conflict?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean, it's
how
still it's still
about
a dispute that could have escalated into one. I'm not saying that it was, but it was considered
are
even
we
they
now in the
considered it
habit? Sorry, does the Republican Party believe in participation trophies?
participation of what?
Does the Republican Party believe in participation trophies?
I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Excuse my ignorance. Can I look it
Do you
up?
have kids?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you familiar with the idea that if they all run a race, every single person that runs the race also gets like a little
Oh,
medal?
yeah. Okay, now I know. Yeah, I don't believe
Participation
in that.
trophies.
I'm not a Republican, but I don't even believe
You
in
don't
that.
believe in that?
It,
No, I mean, we've heard about this
no.
for a long time, that the
Yeah.
Republican Party, including J.D. Vance himself, does not believe in participation trophies, right? And this
Right.
includes
Yeah.
Pete Hegseth as well. So if this is a war that wasn't a war and was a trade dispute that resulted in no one dying, they were just discussing and in talks, and it's still ongoing, why are we giving Donald Trump a participation trophy for starting something or ending something that is still ongoing and didn't end?
Okay, but didn't he urge the two countries to
No, he just urged them to loop him into the deal. No.
Why would he ask them to seek diplomacy?
He didn't ask them to do any. The only thing that Donald Trump asked them to do was to loop him into the deal. Hey, we want a part of the Nile. Whenever y'all figure your shit out, we want a part of this trade route as well. That's what Donald Trump did.
Okay, so you're saying that if there was no conflict, then there was no quote unquote war. Okay, so then he didn't really do anything. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying he didn't do anything at all because it's still going on. They still have an active trade dispute to this day over use of the Nile and who's trading what and who's running it down their trade route. It's still ongoing. You can't end a war that, if it was a war, that's still ongoing to this day.
Yeah, but a dispute is not a war.
I would agree with you that this particular dispute is not a war. Yeah.
Okay,
so again, Donald Trump is looking for the participation trophy for having not done anything because it still exists today. It's still ongoing.
Okay,
we can move on past Egypt and Ethiopia. You've agreed that you can't end a war that wasn't a war and also is still ongoing, and you can't take credit for ending something that still exists.
See, I don't know if that's true, because just because there's no shots fired doesn't mean there wasn't posturing towards that direction. So to say that something
and it's still ongoing, dispute, so how can you take credit for something that still exists right now?
Diplomacy is not an ongoing issue. If it de-escalated to, I'm sorry, I'm frustrated. I don't mean to frustrate you. You know what? I'm gonna agree with what you're saying, only because it would speed up the conversation. But you have your viewpoint of what a conflict or a war is, whereas you could say that the war between Russia and America, that war of oh my God, I can't think of what it was. The fact that no shots were fired, but we were enemies. We posture with each other so much with the nuclear warheads that we had to create a treaty, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize this, but so that was what was occurring between 1947 and 1991 before the USSR dissolved, right?
That was a war.
That's called a Cold War, and they're most assuredly, I'm sorry, hello, there most assuredly were shots fired, dude. Are you? Do you not? You're not aware. You don't know history.
That's why it's cold. frozen. It's just supposedly it was about a bunch of spies killing each other for each country, but of course it was all top secret stuff. But I mean,
sure.
a Cold War
Yeah.
is still a war, and that's what was going on in
We shot down
Egypt and
planes, dude.
Ethiopia.
We literally shot down planes. It
No,
was not a
no,
Cold
we
War.
didn't.
There were literal shots fired.
No,
We shot down
then why would he call
planes.
it a Cold War? That would be war.
I don't
You know,
know.
that's a
Why did we
war. It's
call
not a
it the
Cold War.
Civil
If we shot
War?
down a plane,
Why
it's
did we
only
call it a
because the
war of
plane. Go
attrition?
ahead, I'm sorry.
Why do we call it the Great Depression? Why do we call it
Because it
World
was
War
great.
II?
It put a lot of
Why do
people
we
out
call it the
of
Battle at
work.
Normandy? Why do we call anything? Because people make up words and make up names for
No,
things, and things need
no,
titles in our history apparently. So
well,
we
like
put
you said,
titles on things.
you're absolutely right. You're right. So the
Yeah.
Ethiopia and
Remember the
Egypt
Alamo.
conflict is not a war because it didn't have
And there was
the
literally, I'm
wording
so sorry.
of
There
war.
was
That's the thing.
literally, so for one, war was never declared during the Cold War. It's just a name that they gave through a
You're
tension
right. I
period.
agree.
I'm still
But does that
talking
mean
right now.
we
I'm
weren't at
still
war with
talking
them?
right now. Pookie Pie, I'm still going. Okay. So again, the Cold War, it was just an escalation of tensions where both sides were literally threatening to kill each other. And there were multiple times where people almost shot at nothing, at regular civilian planes or boats, because they thought it was the enemy. There were times of that. We have accounts of this as well. And also, we did shoot down planes. They just didn't shoot down ours. We name things because we fucking name things. Okay? It's just kind of how it happens. Why do we have the Battle of 1812? Why is it called the Spanish flu when it didn't come from Spain? And it didn't come from a Spanish-speaking country. Why is it called the Spanish flu? Why do we name things? We just name things. Okay? It wasn't called the Cold War during that time. We called it the Cold War to name it something during history, right? And okay,
Right.
David, thank you. Russia shot down a U-2, one of our jets. So that's also true. They did shoot us down as well. Well, there was literal shots fired. Where
And there was never.
It doesn't
there was
sound
never
like
any
you're.
shots fired with the Egypt and Ethiopian because Trump
And
intervened before it escalated to that point.
no.
No,
There was no threats of any kind of military escalation.
Egypt.
There were no threats. There were. I'm so sorry.
Area.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you to tell me at the end of this, what word are you not understanding? There were no threats of military escalation between Ethiopia and Egypt.
What does conflict mean to you?
I'm so sorry. What word did you not understand? There were no threats of military escalation between Egypt and Ethiopia.
So then which
Which
why do they
word?
call it
Okay, let's try this. Do you not understand the? Do you not understand there? Okay, let's walk through each word. Let's walk. Hold on. Let's walk through each word together. I'm gonna hold your hand here. Okay, it's out. We're holding hands right now. Okay, there. Do you understand that word? Yes or no?
Which one?
There. 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 You know what there means? Okay, perfect. We're down. We're one word. Were. WERE. Do you understand that word?
Yes.
Were. NO. No.
No.
Threats. 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 Do you understand that word?
Yes.
Of. OF.
Of.
Military. 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 Do you understand that word?
Got it. I understand it.
Military. Escalation.
Escalations.
Yeah. ESCALATION. Do you understand that word?
Okay. But I have.
There were no threats of military escalation. How are you not understanding?
Okay, can I?
What word do you not understand?
No. Listen. I heard what you said, but I have
There
reason to
were
believe
no
that there was
threats
but
of
there was military
military
threats posturing during the
escalation.
Egypt. It says it right here. I'm looking at it. Troops were deployed to Somalia.
Oh yeah, a
Okay,
whole
in
other country.
2024. The troops
A whole
deployed
other
from
country,
Egypt.
not Ethiopia.
Yes.
I'm done. I know, he participated the whole time. Exactly. The troops were for Somalia for a different issue that had nothing to do with it. What the fuck? What the actual? Abel, I do not. Do you support Trump? I do not. Thank you. Thank you, Secession. Trump 2028. May God bless him. Sure, whatever you want. So actually, in the Discord server, we have bingo cards. So if you are in the Discord server, you can look at the bingo cards and play. Secession, you think the government should control healthcare and medical care. You are a communist. A, I never said that. B, if I were a communist, there would be no government. So therefore, the fact that you would even say that I want the government to control healthcare, that is not communism. Communism means no government at the end of the day. So therefore, if I want a government to control healthcare, I am not a communist. It's literally impossible. Oh, Orca, I'm so sorry that I hurt your feelings. You're so condescending, it's cringe. Sure, Secession, Trump 2028.
You're awesome.
Stop talking over him when asking a question. D. Schultz. Still gonna do it. I match energy. He was interrupting me. Why should I not interrupt him? Bro went blank of the communist comment. Haha. I can tell that English comprehension was not your strongest subject in high school. And I'm so sorry for you. You might want to brush up on that, because that is not a properly structured sentence. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
How's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
How old am I?
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm 21.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
No, I don't know. I've kind of got mixed opinions.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with the whole trade war. I'm in Canada.
Oh.
And, yeah, you know, I've been a Trump supporter, right?
Oh, I do appreciate your time, but I am just looking for American Trump supporters.
Americans only?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, United States only. Let me rephrase, because you are a part of
United
America.
States
You're
only?
a part of North America.
Okay, well, thank you for answering.
No problem, man.
Thank you for your time. Have a great night.
Okay, bye. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Stop me. You can't stop me. Block my numbers. You can't stop me, bitch. You can't.
No, that was a different kind of crash in. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how old are you?
28.
28. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
To a certain degree, I would consider myself kind of a moderate. There's certain things I obviously don't agree with. Things like the Epstein list and things like that have kind of veered me away. But I'm kind of curious, if you don't support Donald Trump, what would be your alternative? Would it be the Democrat Party, or what party would you support instead?
You don't have to support any political individual. I don't understand how that's actually so. Like, I'm sorry, I don't get to say this that often, so I kind of want to say it for a moment right now. But here's what I don't understand about individuals, right? Or the group of individuals, right? Is how we have this thought process in our head that we must support someone in a political position. You, in fact, don't have to support anyone. So, like, you can support the United States of America and you can support the position that is known as president, but you do not have to support the person that holds it. Those two things are not synonymous.
Sure, you can have that opinion. I'm not saying you can't, but I guess I'd be asking more like, what is your alternative then? Would it just be you don't support any politician in power right now, or any politician pushing any kind of policies? I don't understand what your position is then.
I don't support Donald Trump. I don't support the Republicans that are actively sitting in office because they hold the majority in the government. They are the government right now. The government is the Republican Party and Donald Trump, right? I don't support them in the actions that they are doing, nor do I have to support anyone else, because I don't know if people forgot this somewhere along the way, but our elected officials are there to support and listen to the United States citizens, not the other way around. They are our employees of the United States. Our employees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you, what political person, whether it be party, individual, would you alternatively support in your position, because you have the ability to support whomever that you want.
I don't support any of them because it's my prerogative. And I don't think that I owe them my support in any way, shape, or form. Nor do I think that anyone has earned my support in any way, shape, or form. When the election comes back around, I will evaluate it and I will look it up. Right? I will see what they've got going on. But that is 3 years from now. Right? The next election is not for another 3 years.
Well, why are we talking about the election? It could be anyone. It could be Bernie Sanders, currently in the Senate right now. It could be Rand Paul, if you're more of a libertarian. It could be you. So you don't support any sitting politician. Any of them?
No, because in one way, shape, or form, they have voted against something that I have supported, or that they voted for something that I didn't support. For example, funding of Israel. All right, that shit's jank. Is that what he means, Ash? Because I don't understand. So Ash is trying to say that, or if you're asking me what side I would vote for, because that's a different story.
Well, it's more like you're saying that you don't support Donald Trump, so I'm just asking, who would you support alternatively? And if your answer is literally no one, then it's not. I'm not saying that you do, but that just seems like a very unproductive conversation. You know what I mean? If your whole alternative is, well, let's just all support no one. I mean, for example, I would consider myself a moderate. I agree with you on certain issues like healthcare and things like that. But say Bernie Sanders were to run for president, I wouldn't particularly be against voting for him, even though
Bernie Sanders is older than Trump.
Okay, and you can have that opinion, but
I think that electing in somebody to the office of president that is over the age of, that is 75 or older, is tantamount to elder abuse at this point. Especially after watching what happened with Joe Biden in office. No, I would not vote for anybody over the age of 75.
Okay, you can have that opinion, but I'm trying to make the point that, for example, I'm very pro-gun. I'm very pro-Second Amendment, but Bernie Sanders is not. But that would not prevent me from voting for him because I feel there are other important issues that he is right about or correct about. So for you to just say, well, because I disagree with a politician on one or two issues, I can't find a single politician, not a single one, running, sitting, or anything, and you're saying I support no one, that's just not a productive conversation. You're just saying let's just not support any political cause at all. You're not
Yeah,
even
because
offering
I
any
don't know if
alternative.
people realize this. Like, do you remember when you scrolled on my stream what the title was of the live?
I don't.
I'll go ahead and tell you it, okay? It is accepting that Trump is lying to you. So in no way, shape, or form does my live at the moment require me or anyone else to, except for the people that are calling in because I only want to talk to Trump supporters, have to therefore then support somebody. That is not the purpose of this. These conversations are to talk to Trump supporters and understand why they are still supporting Trump and get them to acknowledge in some way, shape, or form that Donald Trump is lying to them.
But you can't. But can't you?
That
accept
doesn't
the fact
require
that
my support of anybody.
There are. But why can't you accept that there might be people that voted for Donald Trump that may not agree with everything that he's doing, but there are certain.
Did I say that
his
in any way,
presidency.
shape, or form?
You all stream have been saying that Donald Trump is a racist. He's this, that,
I didn't
whatever.
say that.
He's done all these things.
I literally never said Donald Trump was a racist.
You've literally, I've literally been trying to call in for the last
I have
couple
not
days.
said that Donald Trump is a racist.
You've literally been just saying like, oh, Donald Trump is doing all these crazy negative things, right? Which
Because he is doing bad things.
Yeah, which I'm not even disagreeing with completely.
Cool. So
but
let's try this real quick.
What is the point of your conversation? What is the point of your
bring this
conversation?
back. Okay. I don't know why you think that you get to determine how my live conversation goes. I don't know why you think that you, the caller, gets to determine what I do with my live when you didn't read the title, and apparently you haven't read the title for the last several days because it only changes 2 days a week, right? You haven't read it for several days, all right?
You
sounds like you're lost. You're not even reading the background that says MAGA support hotline. I am literally here to talk to Trump supporters, and I have this whole book, this whole notebook that I compile that everybody says, right? And I write down what they say, and then we go over the points that they make with the lies that they know Donald Trump has told, or I address lies that Donald Trump has told, and I try to get them to understand how it's a lie because facts are indisputable, facts are facts, and that is a whole thing. But for some reason, this idea is escaping your entire brain. That I have to somehow say that I am supporting a singular individual that is within politics in order to sit up here and have this live because you want to control something. Do I understand this correctly?
Why
are you wanting to control something here?
Why would I want to control something? I'm literally just asking you a very
let me be
basic
clear.
question.
You are tone policing. You are tone policing my life
what political
right now.
Position you are in.
I
you
am
don't even want to
apolitical.
Say what political position you're
I
in.
am not a political affiliated person. I don't align myself with either party. Do you not? Is that something you don't understand? If you have been listening to my live for even 2 days, I know I haven't said anything about this earlier, right? Today, I haven't talked about it today, but almost every single live I get called a Democrat and I get called a liberal, and then I have to talk about the fact that I don't align myself with either party because I don't owe a party anything. Have you never heard of a non-affiliated voter? Is this a new concept to you?
You're a non-affiliated voter.
I am a non-affiliated voter.
Vote. So you're a non-affiliated voter that doesn't vote.
Are you stupid? Like, I'm sorry. Okay, if I literally said, hold on. This is too funny. This is different. This is too funny. This is so funny. Hold on. I am an unaffiliated voter that doesn't vote according to him. When I say that I'm a voter, that means I voted. Words are not your strong suit. This is hilarious. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Who would you support?
What is actually wrong with you?
Who did you vote for?
Oh my God.
Who did you vote for?
I am registered as non-affiliated. I never said I didn't vote.
So who did you
I don't realize if people don't understand this or not. But the reason I registered as non-affiliated is because I have in fact voted all sorts of ways. I have voted for Democrats. I have voted for Republicans. I voted for Green Party. I voted for Libertarians. This is why I'm unaffiliated, because I don't vote for all of them. I don't vote consistently for one party. What part of non-affiliated do you not understand?
You said that you didn't support
I don't support people because there's no one in office for me to support right now. There is no one running or campaigning in my area for me to vote for right now in 2025. I will have an option to vote in 2026, and I will have the option to vote again in 2028. But I don't think you realize that doesn't mean I don't vote. Are you okay?
Are you okay? Why do you not want to answer the question? What politician, what party, what specific person or policy have you voted for and felt like that deserved your vote?
I just told you all of the party affiliations that I have voted for.
Name one person. Name one person.
Tom Tillis, Gregory Murphy.
Okay, then we can build a foundation off of that.
No, because that's not what this platform is about. What are you talking about?
You are so fucking
This isn't the topic. You literally think that because I am registered as non-affiliated and I called myself a non-affiliated voter, that meant I didn't vote. Because this is how, I don't know if you're disingenuous or if you're trolling me right now. But you are so, like, if you are real, I'm just going to be very clear. If you're real, you're stupid. And I don't call people stupid because I think it's rude, but you fucking are.
Oh my God, dude. I literally asked you.
Can you tell me what a non-affiliated voter, non-voter is? Like, can you tell me what a non-affiliate, like a non-affiliated voter that doesn't vote? Who is that? Who is that?
You literally said you're apolitical.
And then I corrected myself and said I'm not affiliated. Wow. And guess what? Apolitical people still vote. They still vote. They can still vote. Are you okay? And what did I say after that? Oh my God. Did I go, I'm apolitical, and then I said, I'm sorry. No, I'm non-affiliated. I said, I'm sorry. No, I'm non-affiliated. This is how I know that you are listening to anything.
Did you not say you're apolitical and there's no one?
And then what did I say after I said I'm not apolitical? I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm non-affiliated. I corrected myself immediately, and you weren't. No, I did it the first time when I said that. I literally did it the first time when I said that.
You did not.
And yeah, apolitical just means that you're independent and also not affiliated with any party.
If you said that, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No,
You
you
said
weren't
that
listening.
you don't support.
You
any
weren't
Trump. I
listening.
literally gave you an
You
open
weren't
book. I
listening.
gave you an open
You
book.
weren't
I said,
listening.
name
Okay, so
any
here's what we're
politician
gonna
of
do,
any
Pookie
party that
Pie.
you
Here's
support.
how this is gonna go. You're gonna have your whole little crash out because you don't understand words and you don't understand English. So let's be very clear. So while you're doing your little crash out, go ahead and have your moment, Pookie Pie. It's okay. While you're having your crash out, I'm going to thank everybody that came in from the Poly Raiders. Thank you guys so much for coming over here. I guess you don't know what the word affiliated means or what non-affiliated means, and I am so sorry that your lack of English is somehow coming back on me. I literally said, after I said, I'm apolitical, and I corrected myself immediately, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm non-affiliated. I literally corrected myself immediately, but because you were so hung up on how you can't get it in your head that you are not required to support a politician, and that, guess what, non-affiliated is a registration option in a lot of states. Independent is a registration option in a lot of states. There is no specific party called the Independent Party, sir. It's just what they call them when they campaign, okay? I don't understand how you don't understand words.
I don't understand how you don't understand what you just said. You literally
How are
said
words
at
escaping
the
you
beginning
so
of our
much
conversation-
that you don't understand them?
Ma'am, let me just answer my question very clearly. I asked you.
Not
name any
affiliated
party,
literally
name-
means
I said-
I'm not affiliated.
said-
I am not tied to. I am not registered with
I
a
didn't
party
ask you
because
that,
I
ma'am,
choose
ma'am.
not
Just
to be.
listen to
And
the
because
word-
I
just 2
have
seconds. Let me
voted
talk for 2
across
seconds and I'll let you
multiple
talk.
party lines, okay? In fact, when you asked me, name 2 people that I voted for, I gave you 2 Republicans. And I figured that would make you happy. But apparently not, because you still have like this weird idea going on in your head that I, as an individual, must support somebody or I'm going nowhere. There is literally no one campaigning for me to support right now. There is no policy, no brochures to me to look through, no policies for me to read, no agenda for me to go like, oh my gosh, oh yeah, they support this, they support this, they support that. There is no voter history for me to go look up over my state and then compare and contrast until 2026 at the earliest, because I am not going through any special elections where I'm at right now. And then 2028, if there's also no special elections between 2026 and 2028, for then I get to look at who is running what, who is campaigning for what. All of these things get to happen when there's actual time for it to happen. As of right now, I'm talking about why individuals such as yourself are so fucking low information that you can't even understand what the concept of this live is, and that you want to control it in some way. I have a hint for you, dude. If you want to start your own live and demand that people have a party affiliation, then you go do it, and 10 people will go watch you.
When did I demand it? I merely asked you a question.
Bye.
I said.
One second, guys. I don't know what was said at the end because this guy was just, I don't know. I'm also sorry for any headphone users because I just busted out laughing at this guy for just the lack of comprehension skills was insane. All right, let me read through some of these. Benjamin, if I happen to have anybody that is of substance call in and wants to also talk about those other 6 wars, I'm happy to. It's probably not going to be tonight, though. Awarded. Okay, good for him. The president of Egypt can do whatever he wants with order of the Nile. That's cool. Yeah, that's fine. Eddie, Bernie is older than Trump. Well, you can have that opinion. No, yeah, it's a fact that Bernie Sanders is older than Trump. It is a fact. But I forget that last guy just didn't understand facts or words or English sentences. Why can't we just support each other instead of supporting liars? Wow. Politicians nowadays are nothing but liars, and people eat their shit like it's the sweetest dessert ever. Don't trust politicians. That's basically what I was saying. I'm sorry I didn't have the words to find it. I was too busy laughing at his constant misunderstanding. So I actually got this message where I was like, wow, I never had somebody misunderstand so blatantly until that last guy. That was like the craziest misunderstanding of English sentences in words that it made no sense at all.
You're awesome.
The fact that becoming president has less requirements than most jobs is absurd. That's true. You just have to be over a certain age, and then be born in America. Not voting is as bad as voting for a bad party. Okay, well, I did vote. To be clear, I did in fact vote. Let's elect the 34-time felon, 6-time bankrupt geriatric. Thank you, Derpy. And with the glasses emoji too, that's perfect. Felons, less voting rights, but can't be president. I love that Schultz keeps donating but has not once paid any attention to the points and gets angry because you're dropping facts, but he doesn't understand. Well, that's usually how that goes, Chris, so I agree. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Aslan. My mom hears you. She was like, wow, she's having hard days, but I think she was laughing, so they must be very... I seriously try not to call anyone that word, but that was absurd. That was absolutely absurd. I have not had anybody that bonkers in a while. Well, Nacho, hey, guess what? I'm not asking people who they voted for. And I don't think that's necessarily directed at me, but I'm also not asking people who they voted for. I'm literally saying, who are you still supporting Trump? That's funny. All right. Real quick TikTok. Don't hate me. I'm gonna mute you for a second. I'll be right back. Okay. If you are over on YouTube or on Twitch, be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button, right, in that order, for each one. And then after you do, hit that bell icon. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you know when I go live, okay? I will be back on live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time, thereabouts. So be sure to tune back in tomorrow. Thank you guys for all the super chats and everything. I'm going to go tell Polly and finish laughing at the guy that had no concept of words. So y'all have a good night.